Have you ever wondered what it's like to navigate a bustling city as a fourth grader with a football-shaped head? Step into the vibrant world of Hillwood with Hey Arnold, the iconic 90s Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, right, Grandma.
That's calamity, Grandma.
Join Arnold and his quirky friends as they tackle the highs and lows of urban adventures, from rooftop baseball games to heartwarming life lessons. Meet unforgettable characters like Helga, Gerald, and Grandpa Phil.
Oh, if only I could find the strength to tell him how much I adore him.
And relive the magic of episodes that blend humor, friendship, and nostalgia. Stay tuned to hear all about a super special episode as we dive into the unforgettable moments that made Hey Arnold a timeless classic.
How can you be hungry? We just ate a whole platter of sandwiches.
But first, fun fact. Did you know that the fictional city of Hillwood is based on a vibrant blend of Seattle, Portland, and New York City? Me either. Right, let's get into it.
Here we go. Hey, Arnold!
Let's meet the characters. First, we have our main man, Arnold Shortman, a kind-hearted, football-headed fourth grader who lives with his quirky grandparents, Phil and Gertie, in the charming Sunset Arms boarding house. Then there's Helga Pataki, Arnold's tough, often abrasive classmate who secretly harbors a deep affection for him, famously shouting, "Move it, football head," whenever he's in her way. Arnold's best friend, Gerald Johansson, is the cool, laid-back voice of reason and the show's go-to narrator for urban legends. Arnold's eccentric grandparents, Grandpa Phil and Grandma Gertie, both add comic relief and wisdom to the mix, running the boarding house full of colorful tenants. Plus, there's a diverse cast of supporting characters like the bully Gerald, germaphobe Eugene, and intellectual Phoebe, each bringing their own unique flair to the vibrant world of Hillwood. Season 1, Episode 1, Downtown as Fruits and Eugene's Bike. Downtown as Fruits. The episode kicks off with Arnold and Gerald feeling mortified about their roles in the school play. They've been cast as a banana and a strawberry. Helga, the bossy director, demands perfection, but Arnold and Gerald aren't thrilled about their fruity costumes. One day during rehearsal, fed up with Helga's relentless perfectionism, the boys decide to skip out and embark on an adventure. They hop on a bus, eager to explore downtown Hillwood. As they journey through the city, they're captivated by the bustling streets and vibrant signs. However, their adventure soon spirals into a series of misadventures. Lost in an unfamiliar part of town, they stumble into a shady alley and encounter a gang of eccentric street performers. Mistaking Arnold and Gerald for fellow artists due to their costumes, the performers rope them into their act, resulting in a side-splitting show for a curious crowd. Back at school, Helga is livid. The play is moments away, and her star fruits are missing. Desperate, she scrambles to find replacements, but the new cast is a disaster. The play flops without Arnold and Gerald. Downtown, the boys finally realize the time and rush back to school. They arrive just as the play ends, to Helga's immense frustration. Despite missing the performance, Arnold and Gerald have had an unforgettable day, packed with excitement and unexpected fun.
This is serious. We're stuck downtown, I'm a strawberry, and we don't have any money!
Eugene's Bike. In the second half of the episode, we turn our attention to Eugene, the class's resident jinx. Thrilled with his new red bike, Eugene proudly shows it off to everyone. Arnold, ever the helpful friend, offers to give him a push. But in true Eugene fashion, the bike crashes spectacularly. Feeling guilty, Arnold vows to make it up to Eugene with a day packed full of his favorite activities. They hit the arcade, but Eugene gets stuck in a claw machine. At the ice cream shop, his cone splats on the ground. At the zoo, a mischievous goat chases him around, causing chaos. Despite the string of mishaps, Eugene stays cheerful and optimistic, surprising Arnold. Arnold learns a valuable lesson about resilience and positivity from Eugene's unwavering good spirits. They laugh through every disaster, turning each setback into an adventure. As the day winds down, Arnold and Eugene sit on a bench, exhausted but happy. Arnold apologizes again for the bike, but Eugene, grinning, brushes it off, saying it's been one of the best days ever. They share a laugh as the sun sets, wrapping up another wild, unforgettable day in Hillwood. Season 1, Episode 3, Arnold's Hat and Stoop Kid. Arnold's Hat. The episode begins with Arnold's morning routine, carefully placing his iconic blue hat on his head. an essential part of his identity. One day, while playing baseball in the park, his hat mysteriously vanishes. Devastated, Arnold searches everywhere but can't find it and dreads facing the world without it. At school, Arnold feels awkward and exposed. His friends notice something is off, but he's too embarrassed to talk about it. Secretly, Helga has taken the hat and added it to her hidden shrine dedicated to Arnold. Relishing having something so personal, Arnold retraces his steps, asks friends, and puts up missing posters, but the hat remains elusive. Meanwhile, Helga battles with her conscience, torn between keeping the hat as a token of love and seeing Arnold so miserable. Finally, Helga's guilt prevails. She anonymously leaves the hat on Arnold's stoop, feeling both relief and sadness. Overjoyed, Arnold finds it and immediately puts it back on, feeling whole again. The episode ends with Arnold smiling, grateful to have his hat back, completely unaware of the secret admirer who returned it, while Helga watches from afar, smiling with a mix of satisfaction and longing.
Hey Arnold, did you get a new haircut? It looks nice.
Stoop Kid. The second half of the episode introduces Stoop Kid, a local urban legend who never leaves his stoop. The neighborhood kids are both fascinated and terrified, believing he'll attack anyone who comes near. Arnold and Gerald decide to investigate. They observe from a distance and notice Stoop Kid never steps off his stoop. Curious and empathetic, Arnold approaches him but is initially scared off. Undeterred, Arnold tries again with a peace offering, a sandwich. Stoop Kid, weary but hungry, accepts. Arnold learns that Stoop Kid is afraid to leave his stoop because he's never done it before. The stoop is his safe place, and the world beyond it is intimidating. Feeling for him, Arnold encourages Stoop Kid to take a step off. With Arnold's support, Stoop Kid finally gathers the courage to step onto the sidewalk. The neighborhood kids cheer as he takes his first step into the world. Stoop Kid's newfound confidence changes everything. He realizes the world isn't as scary as he thought and thanks Arnold for believing in him. The episode ends with Stoop Kid exploring his neighborhood, no longer confined to his stoop, and Arnold feeling proud of helping his new friend overcome his fear.
Where is he? Did he leave?
Yo, get away from my stoop! That's right, you! This is my stoop!
Season 1, Episode 6, Heat and Snow. Heat. The episode starts with a scorching summer day in Hillwood. The sun is blazing, and the city seems to be melting. Arnold and his friends are desperate to stay cool, but the broken air conditioner at the Sunset Arms boarding house leaves everyone cranky. Arnold and Gerald decide to head to the neighborhood pool, only to find it packed with people. Frustrated, they try making homemade popsicles, but the freezer is busted. They run to the local ice cream truck, only to discover it's out of ice cream. Desperate for relief, Arnold gets a brilliant idea. They sneak into the school and turn on the football field sprinkler system, creating a makeshift water park. They invite their friends, and soon everyone is having a blast running through the sprinklers. The episode ends with the kids laughing and playing, turning a sweltering day into a fun adventure. Arnold's quick thinking and creativity save the day, and everyone goes home feeling refreshed and happy.
I can't stand it, Arnold. It's hotter than blazes. I'm a grandma with a husband, a young grandson.
Snow. In stark contrast to the first half, the second half of the episode opens with Hillwood blanketed in 14 inches of fresh, powdery snow. The city has transformed into a winter wonderland, the kids reveling in snowball fights and sledding. Arnold wakes up excited to join his friends, but Grandpa Phil hands him a long list of chores: shoveling the driveway, clearing sidewalks, and salting steps. Arnold sighs, realizing it'll be hours before he can play. Determined to finish quickly, Arnold shovels and clears as fast as he can, but the tasks seem never-ending. His friends come by, urging him to join the fun, but Arnold insists on finishing the chores first. They offer to help, but he declines. Feeling overwhelmed as the day drags on, Arnold is about to give up when his friends return, determined to help whether he likes it or not. Together, they turn the chores into a fun group effort, shoveling, salting, and clearing in record time. With the chores finally done, Arnold and his friends drive into the snowy fun. They build snowmen, have epic snowball fights, and sled down the biggest hill in the neighborhood. Arnold realizes it's okay to accept help from his friends. The episode ends with Arnold and his friends sitting around a bonfire, sipping hot cocoa as snow falls softly around them. Arnold feels grateful for his friends and the fun they had, making it a perfect snowy day. Season 2, Episode 7, Arnold's Halloween. The episode begins with the excitement of Halloween in Hillwood. Arnold and Gerald brainstorm the ultimate Halloween prank, inspired by Orson Welles' 1938 radio broadcast that caused panic with its alien invasion hoax. They decide to create their own version. Setting up a fake radio station in Arnold's room, they gather sound effects, write a script, and enlist friends to voice roles. Their plan? Broadcast fake news of an alien invasion to the neighborhood. On Halloween night, as kids trick-or-treat, Arnold and Gerald start their broadcast, describing glowing lights, strange noises, and extraterrestrial sightings with convincing sound effects and serious tones. The broadcast is so realistic, it quickly grips the neighborhood. Panic ensues. Kids drop their candy and run home. Parents lock doors and windows, and even the local news reports on the so-called invasion, amplifying the chaos. Helga, ever skeptical, realizes Arnold and Gerald are behind the prank. She decides to have her own fun, dressing up as an alien with her friends to further scare the townsfolk. As the panic peaks, Arnold and Gerald feel guilty seeing everyone so scared. They rush to the town square, where a large crowd has gathered, and confess the alien invasion was just a Halloween joke. Initially angry, the crowd soon sees the humor and creativity behind the prank. Laughter erupts, and the town turns the panic into a giant Halloween party. The episode ends with Arnold, Gerald, and their friends enjoying the party, relieved their prank didn't end in disaster. Season 3, Episode 8, Sid's Revenge and Roller Coaster. Sid's Revenge. The episode starts with a typical day at PS 118, until chaos erupts. The school's mascot, a large papier-mâché pig, is found vandalized. Principal Warts, furious, demands to know who's responsible. Sid, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, is blamed and expelled despite his protests. Devastated and feeling wronged, Sid starts plotting revenge against Principal Warts. Arnold, ever the empathetic friend, notices Sid's distress and convinces him to find the real culprit instead. Together, they become detectives, interviewing the students and gathering clues. After some clever sleuthing, they discover Harold is the true prankster. Harold confesses, admitting the prank was meant to be harmless but got out of hand. Arnold and Sid bring Harold to Principal Warts, clearing Sid's name. Principal Warts, realizing his mistake, apologizes and lifts Sid's expulsion. Sid, relieved and grateful, learns that revenge isn't the answer. The episode ends with Sid feeling vindicated, thankful for Arnold's help and understanding the importance of seeking truth and not acting out of anger. Roller Coaster. In the second half of the episode, Eugene, the class jinx, wants to ride the new roller coaster at the amusement park, but his friends hesitate, fearing his bad luck will ruin their fun. Arnold, ever supportive, decides to break the cycle and rides with Eugene, determined to prove it's just superstition. They board the ride, with the rest of the gang nervously watching. At first, everything goes smoothly, and Eugene is ecstatic. But halfway through, the roller coaster comes to a sudden stop, leaving them stuck at the top. Arnold reassures Eugene, keeping him calm, as the park staff works to fix the ride. Despite the situation, Eugene remains thrilled to be on the roller coaster with Arnold. After a few tense minutes, the ride resumes and they safely reach the end. Seeing nothing terrible happened, the gang reconsiders their views on Eugene's luck. They apologize for excluding him and promise to include him in future activities. The episode ends with the friends enjoying the rest of their day at the amusement park, having learned a valuable lesson about friendship and overcoming irrational fears. Season 3, Episode 19, School Play. The episode begins with excitement as the school announces a twist on Romeo and Juliet for their upcoming play. Arnold, well-liked and kind-hearted, lands the role of Romeo, while Helga, with her secret crush on Arnold, surprisingly gets Juliet. The pairing causes buzz around the students, and Helga is torn between excitement and nerves. Rehearsals kick off, with Arnold taking his role seriously and Helga putting in extra effort to impress him. hiding her true feelings behind her tough exterior. Their chemistry is undeniable, causing their friends to gossip about a possible real-life romance. Rhonda, Harold, and Gerald speculate, much to Helga's annoyance. On the night of the play, the auditorium is packed. Arnold and Helga deliver their lines with passion, especially during the balcony scene. Helga's true feelings seep into her performance, making the final scene incredibly moving. Arnold notices, but stays in character, touched by her raw emotion. The play concludes to a thunderous applause and a standing ovation. Arnold and Helga take their bows, and Helga quickly retreats backstage, both proud and embarrassed. At the celebration, Arnold compliments Helga on her performance. She mutters a gruff thank you, clearly pleased, while Arnold smiles, appreciating her talent but unaware of her deeper feelings. The episode ends with the students celebrating. Helga watches Arnold from a distance, smiling soft, knowing she shared something special with him, even if he doesn't fully realize it.
Where is my Romeo?
Come away. Thy husband is thy bosom, there lies dead.
Season 4, Episode 14. Headless Cabbie and Friday the 13th. Headless Cabbie. The episode begins with Arnold and his friends having a sleepover at the Sunset Arms boarding house on a dark, stormy night. Seizing the spooky atmosphere, they gather in the dimly lit living room with flashlights to tell scary stories. Gerald kicks things off with the chilling tale of the Headless Cabbie, a ghostly taxi driver who lost his head in a freak accident and now roams the streets of Hillwood searching for it. As Gerald describes the eerie calls of the Headless Cabbie, the boys get increasingly spooked, even brave Arnold. Just as Gerald finishes, a loud knock on the door makes everyone jump. It's Grandpa Phil, trying to be funny, who then joins in, adding an even scarier twist to the tale. Later, the boys, feeling daring, decide to adventure to the part of town where the Headless Cabbie supposedly appears. The quiet streets and shifting shadows make them jittery. Suddenly, they hear a haunting voice calling out, just like in the story. They sprint back to the boarding house, hearts racing. Back home, they discover it was all a prank by Grandpa Phil and the boarders. Everyone bursts into laughter, and the boys feel a mix of relief and embarrassment. The episode ends with them back in the living room, ready for more scary stories, but now a bit less scared and a lot more skeptical.
What's it look like I'm doing? I'm driving this buggy at night to earn some extra cash. You got a problem with that?
Friday the 13th. The second half of the episode kicks off with Arnold and his friends at school on Friday the 13th. Wolfgang, the school bully, dares them to break every superstition they can think of. Determined to prove they're not scared, Arnold and his gang accept the challenge. First, Gerald walks under a ladder, narrowly avoiding a falling bucket of paint. Sid breaks a mirror, immediately slipping on a wet floor. Despite the mishaps, the boys press on, opening an umbrella indoors, which leads to a series of comical accidents: a knocked-over vase, a startled cat, and a mini chaos in the classroom. Arnold starts to question if these superstitions might have some truth to them. The biggest challenge is stepping on sidewalk cracks. Helga, always competitive, jumps in, stomping on every crack she sees. Just then, Principal Warts appears, scolding them for the ruckus and giving them detention. Throughout the day, the boys experience a string of unfortunate events, losing their lunch money, missing the bus, and getting rained on without umbrellas. They start to believe they've been brought bad luck upon themselves. Gathering at Arnold's house to dry off, they reflect on their disastrous day. Grandpa Phil overhears and shares his wisdom, explaining that their belief in bad luck is making them see everything negatively. Realizing Grandpa Phil is right, they decide to stop worrying about superstitions and focus on the positives. The episode ends with them playing a board game, laughing, and enjoying each other's company, having learned it's not the superstitions that matter, but how they react to them.
Oh, this is beautiful. It worked out even better than we thought.
Season 5, Episode 19, The Journal. The episode begins with Arnold feeling particularly down. It's the anniversary of his parents' disappearance, a day that always brings him sadness and longing. This year feels different. He's losing faith and decides to pack away their keepsakes in the attic, trying to move on with his life. Climbing into the dusty attic, Arnold starts going through boxes of his parents' belongings. There are old photos, letters, and mementos from their travels, each item invoking memories and a sense of loss. While sorting through a box, Arnold discovers a small, leather-bound journal tucked away in a corner. Opening it, he realizes it's his father's old journal. Curiosity piqued, Arnold begins to read. The journal is filled with detailed entries about his parents' adventures as explorers and humanitarians. They traveled to remote places, helping communities and making discoveries. The entries are full of excitement and a deep love for Arnold and each other. As Arnold reads on, he finds entries about the day he was born, his early childhood,
The green-eyed people were so grateful for the return of their precious Corazon.
and the plans his parents had for their future together. The journal paints a picture of a life full of purpose and passion. Arnold learns more about his parents' personalities, their dreams, and their unwavering love for him. One particular entry stands out. It details their last expedition to a mysterious, uncharted region. The entry is finished, abruptly ending with a note about a significant discovery they were about to make. This entry gives Arnold a glimmer of hope and a new perspective on their disappearance. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, they got lost while trying to make a difference in the world. Feeling a renewed sense of purpose, Arnold decides not to give up hope. He shares the journal with his grandparents, Phil and Gertie, who are both moved and supportive. They encourage Arnold to keep believing in his parents and to cherish the adventurous spirit they've passed on to him. The episode concludes with Arnold feeling more connected to his parents than ever before. He decides to keep the journal close and to honor his parents by continuing to live a life full of curiosity, kindness, and hope. The final scene shows Arnold looking out of his attic window at the night sky, feeling a sense of peace and renewed hope, knowing that his parents' love and spirit will always be with him.
Anyway, we're going to bed. Good night.
Don't let the horseflies bite.
Hey Arnold left a lasting legacy in animated TV with its heartfelt storytelling, diverse characters, and realistic issues. Premiering in the mid-90s, it tackled themes like friendship, family, and community with maturity, reflecting on the urban experience. Characters like Arnold, Helga, and Gerald became icons of kindness and resilience. The show's humor, adventure, and emotional depth made it a beloved classic, influencing future animations to pursue nuanced, inclusive storytelling. Thanks for joining us in celebrating Hey Arnold. Stay tuned for more nostalgic deep dives into your favorite childhood shows.
No, please. No, not my bike.